this is saying here, isn't it, 200 posts are likely to go in Guernsey once this reorganisation is undertaken, and it will take 2 years, but 200 will go. And that money then can be used on other services. I think they say they're going to make a saving of many £1 million, about £10 million.
Yeah. Well, yes, and this is what we need to do here, and we need to face up to it. And it was. I was profoundly disappointed at the start of this House when I started using the words, smaller, smarter government, which had carried over from the previous House, and it was almost using those words as if you were swearing in church. It just wasn't even on the horizon, and government became preoccupied with important minutia, but minutia nonetheless, and failed to deal with the big ticket issues. And it's a failure of leadership. There's no two ways about that.
Well, I'm just going to pick you up on that, because you have said a failure of leadership. Are you saying that the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers are failing?
Yes, I do. It doesn't mean to say that there aren't senior officers in the civil service or senior politicians who understand these issues and want to act on them. It's just that collegiately they simply will not do it. And we need look at the. I do encourage people to take any opportunity to get hold of this document, which I've provided you with, which is an open letter from the Chief Executive in the Guernsey government, to understand the clarity of thought and purpose and direction that they're achieving, and we're just bumbling around in a fog of our own making, really. And we're going to capture anecdotal bits of good news here and there and then pretend everything's all right. Look, let's be clear. If we're going to be able to support a good educational service, a good health service, if we're going to be able to pay for future public service pensions, if we're going to deal with all the issues related to the health service, we have to refine and make our governmental system more efficient. And we came out with the original thoughts. Jersey and Guernsey picked them up, interpreted them, and we're just sitting here stood still. And I'm frankly, Tim, I'm utterly exasperated by the whole situation. My elastic snapped, I'm afraid to say. I just cannot believe what's going on at the moment, or not going on.
Well, Guernsey have currently a civil service of 1,600 people. Well, roughly how many are in the civil service here, and what savings could we make here?
Well, our civil service, our public service is significantly bigger because it embraces the services we've just been discussing. The civil service is bigger than theirs. I believe that the opportunity to save more than 200 jobs exists. We're replicating ourselves in many posts right across the various divisions of government, and we don't need to do that. Guernsey get it. They're going to deal with it. We haven't even begun to face up to it yet. We've been lost in a world of Brexit legislation. I mean, dealing with legislation in regard to Brexit is a big and bureaucratic task. But whilst we've been preoccupied with that, we haven't dealt with the big issues. And I think it's very notable that both Jersey and Guernsey, who are also dealing with the impact of Brexit upon their jurisdictions, that they nonetheless have carried on dealing with the big issues. Why? Because the leadership is clearer than ours is here.